Okay, good day, good day. This is Liz Kramer coming to you from my home. And I've been sort of putting off doing a live video because, first of all, I'm not very photogenic, but also because I'm, not really wanting to stir up too much trouble. But it seems like today I have come to the conclusion that if I don't do something, if I don't say something to you, if I don't recognize that there's a problem here, nothing is ever going to change. So, got an election tomorrow. What are we doing? Well, we're focusing on trying to let the law know that there's election fraud going on. I've been on the phone for a little while today with the police to try to get somebody to notice that there's fraud going on in the election, but nobody cares. Everybody says it's not their jurisdiction. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it is the jurisdiction of the RCMP. However, I can't get past the dispatcher. They said somebody might call me back maybe tomorrow. So I'm making this video because there's that I wanted to cover, but I also wanted to talk about the school stuff that's going on this week. So I'm just going to give you a basic rundown of election fraud in the entire province of New Brunswick. And the reason I know this is because I have a parent in the nursing home system in New Brunswick. And I received an email a couple of weeks ago saying that the residents of the nursing homes were going to be able to vote. And I have it on an email. So I inquired how that was going to work because I knew in past the elections officials would actually have a table set up at the nursing home to collect votes from people. And that's how they've typically done it. It's because the law says, it says the special ballot process can be sent via mail to an individual's household, and a family member can witness that vote. Otherwise, the votes have to be witnessed by an election New Brunswick official. That's what the law says. Elections, what's it called? Election Act, New Brunswick. That's what it says. So I inquired to my local registry office, returning office rather, to see what is the process for nursing homes. And I was told that the nursing homes are putting in an order to the returning office for the amount of ballots they need per the people who want to vote at the nursing home. And then the ballots are being dropped off at the nursing home. And then the employees of the nursing home are carrying out the voting. And then the ballots are then returned to, the ballots are picked up by Elections New Brunswick staff. So yeah. So basically, they've negated the requirement to have a sworn-in witness to the process. And so now they're basically collecting votes in a nursing home. The employees are collecting the votes, and there could be QP employees. And the QP employees are carrying out the votes. I don't know, are they supervised by maybe other employees? I'm not really sure, but there's nothing illegal that's going on there because there is no law changed, like nothing changed in the law. So there's no legal basis to have nursing home workers, namely QP workers, or any other employees for that matter, carrying out the votes within nursing home. And I would remind you that there are 69 licensed nursing facilities that are subsidized by the government of New Brunswick. It's on GMB. So anyhow, I have emails. I've looked at Elections New Brunswick. I have looked at the Elections Act, or the law, and there's nothing in there. There's nothing in Elections New Brunswick that shows that the special ballot process has been enhanced. There's no document that recognizes that this is a procedure and that it's actually a legal procedure. So I did get this same answer from 2 separate returning offices who said that this is what they were doing. It was enhanced due to COVID. And when I asked them why they thought that that was satisfactory, I was told that I should be okay with it because this is unprecedented times in COVID, and that they're going on a little bit of an honor system. So in my mother's nursing home tomorrow, they're going to be collecting votes from elderly people who may or may not be able to vote. So like, it's just messed up. There's nobody sworn in. There's no sworn in employees, and there's no family members keeping them honest because nobody's allowed into the building. So today I've been busy calling about the RCMP. And when I called the RCMP dispatch, they sent me to the St. John Police, who then said it's not their jurisdiction, and then they said it's not even a law. So like, I don't even know what's going on here, but nobody knows the Elections Act. Nobody is keeping them honest. So tomorrow morning, I will be calling again. I will be calling the RCMP tomorrow morning. Hopefully there's somebody that works 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, that actually knows that they are the ones who are supposed to carry out the law as it pertains to the Elections New Brunswick Elections Act. So yeah, we have, again, just for those who just joined, we have the nursing home workers all over New Brunswick carrying out the elections process, where the elections officials or family would normally do the witnessing. Now the employees of the nursing home are doing the witnessing. And I mean, just to give you a simple idea of the level of conflict, you could say, the QPs put out signs bashing Michelle Conroy, saying that she didn't help them with their issues with Higgs. So there's clear bias there. So we have clearly biased employees of a nursing home that belong to a union that are now carrying out the voting for nursing homes. I don't know if anybody's going to care tomorrow morning. I've already asked the media, and I know somebody else who's been asking the media too. When we've done our research, we know that this is actually a problem. It's actually breaking the law, but guess what? No one cares. Okay, so I'm going to get off that topic because it's kind of dry and boring and nobody really likes to hear about that. So the next thing I want to mention, because this is probably the last time I'll talk to you before the elections polling stations open tomorrow morning. So I would like to talk to you about what's gone on at school this week. So first day of school was Tuesday after the holiday. And I read the rules state that I needed to send 2 masks for my son to school and 2 separate plastic bags. So my son decided that he wanted to use a bandana because he thought it would be sort of a cool cowboy sort of mode on the mask policy. And, you know, I'm not really one famous for liking masks. And so I've had some real hard times with this because I didn't really feel like I should be sending my kid into the school system under the pretenses and policies that I don't even believe in. So, but anyways, as you know, as most kids have been out of school since March, so they're really missing their buddies. And the last thing that your kid wants to hear you say is you can't go back to school. So I let him go to school, and he had the bandana, and right away, before he even entered the school, he was tagged, and the teacher said, you can't wear that. It's not proper. And he was given a made in China mask to wear. So he told me at the end of the day, I didn't know this until I saw him at the end of the school day. And he said that the mask kind of made him feel sick because number one, he wasn't breathing good because he never wears a mask. And number two, it smelled really bad. So these masks, I just tell you, I've confirmed it with the teachers. They do use the masks that are made in China. I've actually bought some from Shoppers Drug Mart, and they are made in China, and they have a Chinese quality inspection stamp with a star in the middle, a red stamp saying, bam, we have passed the quality testings of China. But I mean, does quality even mean anything in China? Like, do they even have any policies? Does Canada have any policies about what types of materials things are made from that come from China? I'm not really sure. So if you combine the potential toxins that your kids are breathing in from the masks that we're using, if you're using any from China, which I went to the Irving, and all the material masks that are at the Irving service station are all made from China as well. So combine that with the amount of hand sanitizer that they expect our children to be slathering onto their skin every day, multi times a day. We're having a toxic load problem. But the biggest problem that I have noticed is my child's morale. I have a really happy boy. He couldn't wait to get back to school this week. And after the second day, he said he didn't want to go back. He said he couldn't wait to go outside because he thought he would be free when he got outside. But he wasn't free. He was confined to a small box where he couldn't speak to his friends. And he said school is no fun at all. It is terrible. They're not allowed to go see their friends at lunchtime or recess because if they're not in a class bubble, they can't talk to them. I also heard from other students that they're doing a series of slides on COVID all week. And so all week, that's all the students learned in the middle school anyway. I have no idea what they're doing in elementary or high school, but my kid started his middle school this year. And that is what they're doing in the middle school, is they're talking about COVID. So they're educating the children on their new lifestyle. And these children, now that they've been educated all week, they're expected to carry out the new lifestyle. And the new lifestyle is following the regime that is put forward to all these students in all these schools that does not follow any sort of logic or reasoning. Okay, so why do I say that? Why am I a little upset? Well, because as per the mandatory order, daycares are exempt from these rules. So literally your kid goes from being masked and social distanced in the school system to the daycare system by bus or whatever with a mask. They're not required to wear a mask at the daycare. And I don't even know if they're required to social distance at the daycare. I'm assuming that somebody said, listen, we can't enforce these kind of things at the daycare level. So you're going to have to put a kibosh on that, or we're not going to be able to be open because we can't enforce these policies. And if we can't be open, then people aren't going to be able to go to work. And so you're going to need to help us. So just to recap, under number 14 of the mandatory order, daycares, any age children in daycares do not require to wear any masks. They are exempt from this process. So I ask myself, what is the logic of this process? If I didn't believe it beforehand, I certainly don't believe it now. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't believe that the masks are doing anything. Because if the masks were doing something, then they would in fact have implemented masks wide and not this or that time. So it doesn't really make any sense. And then when I see all the children, when they finally get out of school and they can finally see their friends who are walking home with them and they're in a group, and I see how happy they are outside of school with no masks, I realize the level of tyranny that's happening in the school system right now. And so, you know, I'm sorry if you can't see it or you disagree or you think I'm extreme. I'm really sorry. But I would call that what they're doing at school this first week was indoctrination camp. They were teaching the children how to comply with the new COVID regime. That's what they're doing. And I've also called it the gag order and the zero fund policy, just so you know. So that is what's going on for our kids. If you haven't spoken to your middle school child yet about what's going on in school this week, you probably should. Okay? Because now the level's been set. Our kids know what the school system expects of them now, and they're going to be expected to comply to what they were taught this week. So if you're okay with that, if you're okay with your kid being indoctrinated with a new set of policies for a disease that, you know, we haven't even had any real problem with here, and you're okay with a state of emergency that has lasted 6 months after they said 14 days to flatten the curve, if you're okay with these policies being generated by the government, who apparently cares nothing about consistency of policies or any form of logic whatsoever, if you're okay with that, then what can I tell you? I don't know. I guess maybe I am crazy. Maybe I'm the only one who cares about the future of their children. I'm the only one who cares about their children being able to breathe freely in public anymore. Am I the only one who cares? There's an election going to happen tomorrow, and the conservatives think they have it in the bag here, people. So the question is, do you like what you see here? Do you like the way your children are being treated? If you don't like it, you better do something now. Now, right now. We don't have any time for anything else. If you're sick of the fraud, if you're sick of the lies, then do something about it now, today. I'm doing something about it myself. I'm calling the RCMP tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe they'll take me away in a paddy wagon and say that I have mental problems. Maybe I'll be admitted to a mental facility because nobody wants to listen and I keep screaming it out on the rooftops. Tyranny, people. They want our children. Are you ready to give them up? Because if you are, there's nothing left. Please stand up for our kids now. I won't stop fighting ever. I love my child and I will never stop fighting. So do something. Get off the couch and do something. Voting tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning till 8 p.m. I can't even see how this election is even legal because they're breaking the law. Look at the Elections Act. It says the special ballot process and they're not following it. They're letting CUPE employees and other nursing home employees collect votes from the nursing home residents in potentially 69 nursing homes in the province. So while the election fraud is going on, our kids are going to school. And you're not going to like the results that you're going to see in your kids pretty soon and the way they feel about life. So if you find that your children are the future, you better do something now. Sorry, I'm angry. I love you all. Love you so much. Humans, unite.